Hi there everybody, this is Natasha Wilkinson, your independent scentsy consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. So, we're nearing the end of January. We've just got a few short days before February hits and transition month hits. So you will be seeing a lot of me in February. If you have been following along with me for any period of time, these boxes are empty, so I just haven't taken them to the recycling yet, which is why that's looking a bit messy. But if you have been following with me for any amount of time, you will know you see a lot of me in transition month, because we're getting ready to say goodbye to the old and welcome to the new, and we get a lot of new fun things in ready to talk about the new catalogue, but it also means it's our last chance to get some of our favourites from the current catalogue that may be retiring, and there's a lot of things that are retiring. I will talk about them a bit later because that's not what this video is. As I said, we're nearing the end of January, which means it's time to go through my monthly empties. Look how chocolate block, this is my basket that I've been using. It is up to the top. I mean, I could wait a couple more days to the very end of January, but I don't think anything else is actually going to fit in this basket. So we're going to go through my January empties now and talk about my numbering, whether I kept on track with my new melting plan. I haven't pulled my melting basket for February yet. I will be doing that soon, and I will be showing that to you in a separate video. I will be keeping with the same numbers for February because we don't get that transition list till February, which means I won't be making amendments to my Scentsy Club till partway through February. So at the end of February, my numbers may change a little bit depending on how much I alter my Scentsy Club and after I've added whatever I've bought through the month of January and February into that melting plan. But I will be keeping my same melting plan and numbering that I did for January. Let's delve into this melting basket, shall we? Because it's already going to be quite a long video and I'm already blabbing about a lot of other different things. So I suggest you grab yourself a cup of coffee or a drink or a snack, because we could be here for quite some time. So as usual, I will try to pull out non-wax products first, but this box is chock-block full. So the first thing I am going to talk about is the Scentsy air purifier replacement filter. So the little light went off in my air filter in the bedroom, so that to me is an indication that the lounge room one's not too far off. I always try to keep a spare filter on hand. I do need to now purchase another couple because I've just used up the last one in replacing the bedroom one. But just to give you an indication of how well our air purifiers work, this is the old filter that I just replaced out. Look at all that dust and junk that the air purifier cleaned out of the air that we breathe in our bedroom. That is absolutely gross. But I swear by our air purifiers. They are on the pricey side, and there are ways you can get them a little bit cheaper through party and hostess rewards, but they definitely make a difference in our house, and as you can see, they do pull up a lot of that junk that is floating in the air. Now, I went through a system of Magnolia linen in our laundry. For me, I use everything. I use the washer whiffs, I use the dryer disc, I use the laundry liquid, and I use the Scent Soft. And one of the things that isn't going to carry on into the new catalogue is the Scent Soft. They're getting rid of the Scent Soft. I think I'm going to have to stock up on some Scent Soft next month when it hits 10% off, because as I said, I do like to use the whole of our laundry system. The other thing I'll be stocking up on is dish soap. That's another thing they're discontinuing, is our dish soap. They have said while they're not bringing it out in the new catalogue and they're discontinuing it, these things may be scattered throughout the year into what's referred to as limited time only products. So we may see them come out in certain collections in certain scents as a limited time only product. So we may see, for instance, a dish soap come out in one of our holiday fragrances or in one of our summer fragrances, the Scent Soft. But for someone that uses them like crazy, I'd rather them stay in the catalogue. But obviously they weren't getting enough sales to warrant that. So I'm wondering whether our catalogue's going to have some new and exciting things, or whether they're going to focus more on scent profiles and more on home fragrance like wax and oils and things like that. It will be remain to be seen when we get our first sneak peek of the new catalogue. So this is the Magnolia Linen Washer Whiffs. Our washer whiffs are a fragrance booster. So they don't clean your laundry, they add extra fragrance to your laundry. And in here you can see I've got the dry discs, which also add extra fragrance to your laundry. And then the laundry liquid is what cleans your laundry, and the Scent Soft is what a Scent Soft does, softens your laundry. But that is what out of the laundry range they will be discontinuing. So, speaking of dish soap, went through a coconut lemongrass dish soap. I did just pick up a 3-pack of dish soap, but I'm going back to pick up more dish soap because this is also being discontinued from our new catalogue and only going to be offered to us as a limited time only product. Coconut lemongrass is one of those scents, if you just want your house to smell clean and fresh, go for coconut lemongrass. It clears out heavy odours like your fish or your heavy cooking or your greasy cooking. But I do enjoy it also in our cleaning products. As you can see, we used up the dish soap in coconut lemongrass. So, I've used up a pack of cotton cleanups, and I did open up a second pack to pop into that little tin over there where I keep my extra cotton cleanups. So I don't know if I put the second pack in here. There might be still a few actually in my box there that didn't actually fill up the tin. But essentially this month I've gone through 1.5 packet of cotton cleanups. I generally get these as my half price item in my scentsy club, in my monthly scentsy club. So because I use these, I do through 1 pack a month, and they are quite pricey. Essentially they're big cotton balls that help to clean out your warmers, and with how regularly I use these, I try to get them as cheaply as I possibly can, which is why they are my half price item in my club. There's nothing out there, the dogs are just going crazy, so I do apologise if you can hear my puppy dogs acting like maniacs. So, in here I have a 25 watt grow low box. So I used a clear 25 watt globe, I believe, in my Himalayan salt warmer. You will see the replacement globe when I find it in this massive box of empties. But essentially I originally had an orange globe in there that I took out of the Halloween warmers. It then went into, from the Halloween house warmer, then went into my Christmas warmer through gingerbread house warmer, and then I took it out of there when I transitioned back over to my normal warmers. Stuck in the Himalayan salt warmer just to give it a little bit of a soft glow. Lasted probably less than a week because I had really got my use out of that orange glow going from my Halloween season to my Christmas season. So it only had a little bit of juice left in it, blue. So I just took a clear globe then and popped into my Himalayan salt warmer. So currently the laundry system that I have going, now I have 2 laundry systems currently going. I'm using Cloudberry Dreams for our clothes, and I'm currently using Jammy Time for the sheet and beddings. So this is the Jammy Time dry disc packet where I've taken the dry discs out, and this is the Cloudberry Dreams dry disc packet where I've taken the Cloudberry Dreams dry disc out to go with the normal laundry. As you can see, I love our laundry system. Cloudberry Dreams is a really good strong performer, one of my favourite, along with Fluffy Fleece. I find that really good and strong. Magnolia Linen, I don't find it strong as the other 2, same with Jammy Time, but I can still smell them on my clothes, so they're by no means a lighter smell, but they are still really enjoyable. So, hang on just a moment. I do apologise. I'm hearing the neighbours come and going and the dogs are barking at them. There could also be occasionally, there's a dog that gets loose somewhere in our street. I don't know where it lives, but every time it walks up and down the street, my dogs will go berserk, like you could hear them just then. So hopefully they have quieted down so we can finish getting through this empties. So let's talk where are they? I know that I've got more than one here, but let's do this first, shall we? Hand soap in shimmer. So this is our old hand soap size. Our hand soap size has gone larger. Shimmer to me reminds me, if you're familiar with the Body Shop range, it reminds me a lot of I've lost my wording. It reminds me a lot of their White Musk. So they have a perfume range and a scent range called White Musk, and I guess that's because it does have white musk in it. So the scent notes are cherry, apricot, white musk and spun sugar, so it's very perfumey, very girly, very sweet, but it smells exactly like the White Musk range from Body Shop to me every time I smell shimmer. So here is the laundry liquid in Magnolia Linen. As I said, I do go through the whole of the laundry system. I have a tiny bit of the Scentsoft left, so I believe that's the only thing from our laundry system that is currently not in my empties yet, because I have probably maybe 3 washes left of the Scentsoft to go through, and I'll probably leave that till I get another laundry system of Magnolia Linen. Now I know that our Scentsoft isn't coming out, so I'm not just going to waste my Scentsoft Lily Handy. So I went through, this is still quite wet, the other one is fairly dry, so I used up 2 of our fragrance flowers. So this one is from the Mother's Day collection, Whipped Vanilla and Pear, and you can still see even just a tiny bit of oil there. And this went forever in my bathroom. I've had this in my bathroom for about 3 months, but there's still a tiny bit of oil and it's still got heaps of fragrance, but because it's that old, as you can see, the petals are starting to disintegrate and break away. It just didn't want to suck up the rest of that oil. One that did not last as long, still lasted what it's meant to. It probably lasted about a month and a half. So this was the Swirling Snowflakes from our Christmas collection. So I have one in my bathroom and one in my toilet. So this did suck up all its oil. I don't know why the vanilla and lavender didn't want to suck up the rest of its oil, but these are pretty much ready to be changed over. I do have a vendor event coming up in February, so I normally like to keep a flower in my bathroom, in my laundry and in my toilet, but I'm not changing any of them out just yet. Well, I've taken the old ones out, but I'm not putting any new ones in just yet until my vendor event in February, because it's an outdoor vendor event with no electricity. So what I do at those vendor events is I open the next lot of flowers I intend to put in those areas, so customers can, or potential customers can come past and they can still experience our fragrance and smell our fragrance in something that doesn't involve electricity. And then when that vendor event is over, those flowers will go in their respective places. So, moving on, shall we? Now, there may be a few things. Okay, blue light glow. So, 25 watt blue light glow. What did I make blue? Okay, so this went in my daughter's, it was the February, no, in region 1 it was the February scent warmer of the month. For us it was the April warmer of the month. It was the Blue Agate warmer. So this is gone in my daughter's Blue Agate warmer. Again, I chose a colour that complemented that warmer, being blue, so it wasn't too bright in her face over night time, and just toned down the brightness of the light as opposed to a normal light. So her light glow blue, actually the cat knocked the warmer over and blew the light glow prematurely. The warmer was all fine, but the light glow got blown prematurely, so it got replaced with the blue 25 watt glow warmer. So by the looks of it, we're now up to our wax and pods. So let's start pulling through the wax, shall we? Because that tends to be what's floating at the top here. So if you watched my warmings video, you would have seen I pulled 3 bricks to work on. This month I only actually worked on 1 brick because I was focusing a lot on testing the bring back my bars and going through all the bars. So I warmed a lot more bars than I would normally warm in a month. But saying that, I would also work on a lot more bricks if I'm warming less bars. So I tended to only work on 1 brick this month, and that was the Icicles in Evergreen from our Christmas collection. I used up 3 cubes from this one. So this one I love to put through the house when I'm doing a deep clean if I'm not in the mood for citrus. I also tend to like to pick mint sometimes when I'm doing a deep clean if I'm not in the mood for citrus. So this is tree, but it's got a little bit of a eucalyptusy note about it, so it kind of brightens up and freshens up that tree note. It's almost a little bit soapy in its smell. Now, I kind of estimated that I would get through a whole brick before the end of the summer, and I almost did. I've got 3 cubes left. I've still got another whole brick, and I did put this into a quarterly Christmas club because it is nice, as I said, as a clean scent. But saying that, as much as I enjoy this scent, I just think I'm a little bit burnt out on it at this moment. I've come from my Christmas warming period in November, December, where I was warming a lot of tree scents, a lot of heavy tree scents. I enjoyed a lot of this over that Christmas period. So when I popped these 3 cubes into my warmers, it was okay, but I wasn't loving it as much as I was when I first got this brick. And I don't think it's because I don't enjoy the smell. As I said, I think it's just I'm ready for other scents. I'm done with the tree scents. So I will mark these 3 cubes off to show I've already worn them, so I know when I pull this brick at a future date how much I get through with my next warming when we talk about this. But I honestly think the rest of this brick, my other icicles and evergreen brick, are going to go up, and they're not going to be a brick I'm going to work on again until probably maybe I might feel in the mood for a couple of tree scents again midwinter. But it could be potentially that this particular scent may come out again closer to Christmas when I'm in the mood for tree scents again. Sometimes in winter when it's really, really cold, I will grab a tree scent occasionally, but I don't think I'm going to be in the mood to warm icicles and evergreen until midwinter now. So I'm probably, as I said, my estimate in this of getting through this before summer finishes was a little bit off, but I did pretty well. I worked through most of one of my 2 icicles and evergreen bricks, and I'm still not going to take this far out of my Scentsy Club just yet, because as I said, I do enjoy this scent and I do find it a really nice scent. I just think I've burnt myself out on this scent at this present time. So if come Christmas time I'm not reaching for it, that's when I will make my mind up whether that scent will go out of my club or not. So let's go into the normal bars, shall we? So let's talk about my open concept area first, because I did do a few little combination of mixes, and I have put the scent notes here to talk about the scent notes as well. So I like to, in summertime, do what I call a ice cream shop type citrus vibe scent, as if you're walking straight off the beach into an ice cream shop, and this is what you can kind of smell. So it's a combination of 3 bars that I like to warm in summer at its peak. So they include tangerine creamsicle, lemon sorbet, and vanilla waves. So vanilla waves tends to get mixed with the tangerine creamsicle just to bring out more of that creamsicle note in the tangerine creamsicle, and then my lemon sorbet will go in the alternating warmers. So lemon sorbet to me smells like those white icy poles. Very zesty, very bright, sweet, icy pole, white ice block. That's what lemon sorbet to me smells like. Vanilla waves to me smells like a ice cream sitting at the beach, a vanilla ice cream, and you can smell the salty sea air splashing just behind you. You can smell that little bit of that salty note. And then you've got that like pure vanilla ice cream. It does come across a little body curious, but it smells like more ice cream to me, and that's why it mixes so well with these type of scents. And then tangerine creamsicle, it's more tangerine heady to my nose than creamsicle, so you get that very sharp punch of the tangerine, slightly softened by a vanilla creamsicle. So The scent notes described by scentsy of these 3 bars are lemon sorbet, fresh cut lemon, grapefruit zest sweetened by sugar cane, tangerine creamsicle, icy tangerine blended with mango and vanilla cream swirl make the sweetest treat, and vanilla waves is sea salt and whipped vanilla crushed into sticky caramel for an elegant fusion of opposites. So, lemon sorbet is retired. Tangerine creamsicle normally comes out for us in our winter. Now, this is weird. To me, this is more of a summer scent, but we tend to get it in our autumn winter catalogue. And I didn't see this pop up in any of the clearance flash sales, or did I? I don't think I did. It's one I can't remember seeing pop up. So that gives me hope that it's going to come back. Neither of these are in my scentsy club, so if they don't, well, I already know lemon sorbet won't come back. It's retired a few seasons ago and didn't come back. If tangerine creamsicle doesn't come back, what I have left in my stash of these two is what I have left in my stash. Will I miss forming these two with this combination? Yes, but they're also a scent as much as I enjoy. I would just have to wait for them to get voted back. Would I put them in my scentsy club if they came back? Quite possibly, because I enjoy this mix, but I'm not totally heartbroken like I would be if other scents didn't come back and there were other scents that I love more, which I think to make room for in my club over these. Vanilla Waves is a current catalogue scent. It is one of our staples that is here in our catalogue both autumn, winter and spring, summer. I don't see them taking this at our catalogue anytime soon unless they replace it with another bakery, because our bakery is very scarce. So if another bakery becomes a bestseller over this in a maybe limited time collection, then they might possibly replace it. But for me, this is the summer bakery out of the bakery scents that we have in our catalogue. But these three make a really beautiful combination. Strong performance in open concept area. I get probably 2 days out of them where I'm just smelling this bright, fresh burst of citrus with a little bit of ice cream note. It's like I've walked into a, as I said, ice cream shop of fresh made ice creams ready to scoop into your cone. So that was one mixture I did. The next mixture I did in the open concept area, and this was 2 bars, and it was a combination of Make a Splash and Green. Make a Splash is in our clearance section, so I'm pretty sure they're not bringing it back with our next catalogue changeover. Again, this is another scent that they give to us in autumn, winter, and again, it's a scent that I lonely warm in spring and summer. So I kind of feel with some of their scents that they give us here in Region 3, they give them to us in the long season catalogue, and because of that, they don't sell as well. I feel if they had this in our spring summer catalogue, this would have sold a lot better. So this is one for those aquatic lovers. It's very aquatic heavy, but there is a soft, sweet, fruity melon note, green melon note. So it's fruity, aquatic, but the fruity is very green. And normally I'm not the biggest fan of straight up aquatic, and I'm not the biggest fan of green. But there's something about this scent that I find refreshing and bright. And again, it is open concept worthy. So I do believe it has an apple note in this. We will read the scent notes in a moment. What I tend to do is I tend to like to bring out more of that fruity note that's in this aquatic when I'm warming this, which is why I chose to warm it with green. I've never warmed it with green before, I normally warm it with a Little Mermaid. I've warmed it with sweeter apple scent. Green is a more tart bite in apple scent. It's definitely a green apple in green from Chase Rainbows, but it is very tart and it has this sharp bite in it, which makes it very crisp and clean. So this was on a really hot day that I wore this combination, and I did quite enjoy it. I do kind of feel it needed a sweeter fruity scent over the green, but I did still enjoy this combination because it gave this clean, crisp, fresh vibrance to the air, making the house smell really fresh and clean and vibrant. Again, another combination that if I was cleaning the house and wanted the house to smell really clean and bright and fresh after, this is another combination I'd reach for when I'm not in the mood for citrus. Usually citrus is a no-brainer. It's a go-to scent for clean scents, which is why it's in a lot of cleaning products. A lot of cleaning products use citrus because citrus just brightens up a house and makes it smell clean. But I like different scents to give that same impression, and this is definitely one that did that. So let's talk about what scents you describe these particular bars as. So we have I can find them in my little list here. Make a Splash is Dewy Melon. As I said, it has that green note about it. Green Apple. I said there was a green apple. Dive into refreshing turquoise waters. So you get a lot of the turquoise waters. You get a lot of the turquoise waters. You get that green undertone note from the Dewy Melon, and then that apple that gives it just a little bit of sweetness. And then green is Vibrant Rays of Granny Smith. As I said, definitely a green apple when you smell this because it's got that sharp bite. Cactus Blossoms Sparkle Across Serene Kiwi Water. So I guess it's giving, again, that green vibe, being known as green. When I first tried this, I was in love with green. I was absolutely in love with it. Contemplated putting it into my club, but then decided against it. I found and just picked up a few and thought a few in my stash would be enough, but I'm kind of glad I didn't put it in my club. As much as I like this, I'm not as in love with it as I was when it first came out. I found as these bars mature, they become a little bit more astringent and a little bit more of a sharpness that it didn't have when I first tried these bars. So this was a really nice combination though. So moving on to the next combination I did in my open concept area. So I did a combination of coconut cotton and coconut flower in alternating warmers. So let's talk about the scent notes, shall we? So coconut cotton is sun-warmed cotton, creamy coconut milk, bright citrus and white sandalwood transport you to a cabana on the tropical beach. And coconut flower is tropical blossoms, luscious pineapple and the subtle scent of coconut milk. So this was a very tropical combination I was aiming for, but I was still aiming for that clean, fresh, bright scent. As I said, a lot of these that you're seeing are very clean and fresh and bright, or they're clean, fresh and crisp. And I think a lot of the reason I was choosing these type of scents was because I had just come out of my heavy Christmas warming period and I just wanted something a lot brighter, fresher and cleaner running through the house in the middle of summer. Coconut cotton to me is the pink cotton of summer. This this was a bring back my bar, so very nearly contemplated putting this one in my club again. There were just other bring back my bars during that period that I liked a lot more. But this is so pretty. It is a clean, fresh laundry scent, but that coconut in it, oh my god, that coconut in it just adds this, elevates this and adds an extra dimension to this scent, making it slightly sweeter, slightly tropical. But it's a clean, fresh laundry scent. And then I took coconut flower, which was from another bring back my bar period. And this is a tropical floral. The coconut probably tones down the floral, makes it more of a sweeter floral. In alternating warmers, this was fantastic. You got a little bit of that sweet floral tropical note, but then you got that fresh, bright, clean note. Absolutely love this in alternating warmers. Performed really well. For me, I think the reason I chose not to put coconut cotton in my club was that there are other laundry scents that I do enjoy. I love pink cotton. I'm not the biggest laundry scent fan, and when I do find a laundry scent fan, when I do find a laundry scent fragrance that I do love, I tend to use that all the time. And I think what my ultimate decision was, coconut cotton, as much as I love and enjoy this, it would be a laundry scent I would only warm in summer, whereas pink cotton, which is available in our catalogue all year round here in Region 3, is something I could reach for all year round. So I think that's kind of what was the ultimate decision between not putting coconut cotton in my club. I did pick up 3 or 4, maybe 5. I picked up a few of them to enjoy during summer periods, but as I said, it's a scent I would only warm in summer. So I chose not to put it in my club because there was a scent that was available that I would warm potentially all year round. If it came back, I would definitely pick up a few more though. Coconut flower was in my club briefly. I took out a lot of my floral scents from my club because I have so many floral scents I have to work through. The majority of my wax I tend to hoard is my summer wax. That is what I'm trying to focus on getting through this next year with my melting plan. I've got my Christmas box down to its barest minimum. And what's coming through my scentsy club with my Christmas box still wouldn't get me through the November, December that I wore. So what I will have by the time November hits with my Christmas box won't even get me through November. So my Christmas box is where it needs to be, because I can then warm what I have in my Christmas box over November, December, and have plenty of room to try and really get my head around the new Christmas scents that will come out during that time as well. Whereas before, this year, my Christmas box was chock-a-block full. I was trying to get through all of that and still try the new Christmas scent. But now my Christmas box is, I've got enough to enjoy my favourite, but it leaves me plenty of time to try out the new ones as well. And that's what my aim is for all of my seasonal melting, to have my stash at a level where I can enjoy those favourites, but still have plenty of time to be able to get through any new fragrances that come, to try it and see if they are favourites of mine. So let's talk about the next, I guess, combination that went through my open concept area. So this was a mixture, and this is one of my favourite go-to mixtures of Arctic Kiss and Silver Bells. Oh my god, these are such good scents. Both of these scents are in my club and will never ever leave my club. If Arctic Kiss were to come back in a Bring Back My Bar, I will be up in the quantity of this. I did not put enough of this in my club. It is so good. It does have a melon note in it, but it's not described as that, having that in the scent notes. It's just this fresh, crisp, clean, sweet scent. And it was designed to be a winter scent, but this is a scent that you could warm all year round. With that melon note in it, it's just something that you could warm all year round. And it is absolutely phenomenal. Works well in an open concept area. You can smell it in the open concept area. But when you mix it with Silver Bells in alternating warmers, this combination is absolutely fantastic. Silver Bells is another one that is no longer available to us in Region 3. It retired with our last spring summer catalogue. I do believe there's still some of this in the clearance section though, but I already have this in my Scentsy Club in multiple bars because I love it that much. It's a sweet candy cane, a little bit of pear. These just complement each other so well. So let's talk about the scent notes of what they are actually described as, shall we? So Silver Bells is minty candy canes dance over a warm and welcoming pear, or enveloped in a velvety blanket of caramel and vanilla sugar. Arctic Kiss is cool Arctic mint and fresh air embrace the warmth of fluffy white clouds. This was just crisp, it was clean, it was fresh. As I said, I was coming out of my heavy spice and heavy tree melting. There was just a period where I was craving fresh and clean and crisp. And normally I'm not the biggest fresh person, but when I find combinations that work for me, I fall in love. And this is one combination that I will never be without. So, moving on, shall we? So, I slowly started to, I guess, get over that fresh period, but of course we're still working through our summery scents, and I still wanted summer. I still wanted something that was cooling, and there are 2 bars in here. I'm just going to find the second one because I did use 2 bars in my open concept area. I find most scents take 2 bars. There are some that are strong enough that I can get away with 1 bar, but generally on the whole I will use 2 bars, which is why when you see these mix-it combinations there will be 2 bars. And I do know there's a second bar in here somewhere. It's probably floating at the bottom here somewhere, and I don't want to spend too much time rifling through just to find that. And as I was saying, I just found it. Second bar. So, after I got over that, I guess, I need fresh, I need clean, I need to cleanse the house stage, I then started to reach for more of the summery fruity scents. So the first thing then that went in after that, my open concept warmers, were 2 bars of Desert Tropics. So this was from a scent of the month. I believe we got it in June or July, and I still had most of my scent of the month kit from this particular scent because it came to me in winter. I think I used 1 bar to make samples and I still had the rest of that kit. And the reason being is I couldn't bring myself to warm it when we got it. It's not that I didn't like what I smelt in the clamshell, it's just that it came to us in the middle of winter, and as I've said before, I'm a very, very seasonal melter, and this just screams summer to me. I could not warm this in my winter period. So it's a very tropical, fruity scent. You get, to me, which smells like almost a watermelon note, but a fresh watermelon note. Not a lot of the watermelon notes I find would get smell green, and they're a little bit green to me. This would be more the type of tropical scent I would reach for because it's just got that perfect watery combination you get from melon scents, but with enough sweetness added to it. And I do believe it's got pineapple added into it, if I remember. And I'm always not the biggest pineapple fan, A lot of pineapple scents I do not like. There are one or two pineapple scents that I have fallen in love with, like Pina Colada Cha-Cha and Stitch, but on the whole, pineapple scents come across to my nose a little bit too sour, a little bit too tart, and sometimes even smelling a little bit pencil shading like to my nose. So I either have to really love a pineapple scent or no. If I don't love that pineapple scent, then it doesn't become part of my morning routine, and it's just not for me, and it kind of turns me off. So, but this is one that I did enjoy. It wasn't overly tart, it wasn't overly sour. I will quite happily use up what is left in my scent of the month kit. I do know a friend took a couple of these because she really enjoys this scent too, so I think I've got about maybe 3 left or 4 left from my scent of the month kit. So I will happily use up what I have left from this scent of the month kit and enjoy during summer, but it's not one that I would definitely classify as Scentsy Club worthy. Would it be something I would purchase again? Yes, it would be something I'd purchase again. It's not one that I feel I would need to have in my Scentsy Club. Now, you will find me probably say a lot about that when it comes to these type of scents, because I find that Scentsy, and it's generally when they bring out, once a year, they bring out what's called a summer collection, and they bring it out June or July, so they bring it out to us in our winter. And I tend to, when I get those scents, save and warm them more in summer. I will try them when they come out to see if I like them and to see if any of them will make their way into my club. But a lot of the fruity, melony type scents, Scentsy are always coming up with some type of fruity, melony, fruit punchy type scent. So I kind of feel these type of scents aren't, I guess, unique enough to warrant me wanting to keep them in Scentsy Club or put them in Scentsy Club, but they are something, while they are available, that I would purchase and would enjoy. So, Desert Tropics is tropical berries, dragon fruit, lush mango and pineapple. So, there's no watermelon, but I guess the mango is kind of adding to the sweetness. And my eldest son, who's not the biggest fan of warming anything in his room, he will quite often ask, is there a mango scent? So he does enjoy mango scents as well. But this performed really well in my open concept area, these 2 bars, and I did really enjoy them. So, the next one that I warmed in the open concept area. Now, I did this on 2 separate occasions, even though I'm pretty sure I have 2 bars of this. But this is a scent that I find, here are the 2 bars. This is one of those scents that I find I didn't need to put 2 bars in my open concept area to smell it in my open concept area. I was able to just use 1 bar of this in my open concept area, and it filled up that and the kitchen area. So this was warmed on 2 separate occasions throughout the month. 1 bar one occasion, 1 bar the other, but I did get through 2 of them. And they are Ruby Nectarine. So this is another scent of the month where I had most of my kit, because it was another one that came to us. I believe this was maybe April's, but it came to us where I was ready to warm winter scents and I wasn't ready for summer scents. So, and this is definitely a summer scent for me. It smells like an actual nectarine. If you've ever smelt like peaches or nectarines, you can smell the flesh. You can smell almost that furry smell. Well, peach has the fur, the nectarine's more smooth, but you can almost smell the skin. Like, it smells like the actual fruit. It is strong performer, very fruity, very Nelly made it into my Scentsy Club, and quite possibly would have made it into my Scentsy Club. What happened was my Scentsy Club was due to ship. This was still available to add to Scentsy Club, so I took it out for that round and then forgot to put it back in. And by the time I remembered I wanted to put this one back into my club, guess what had happened? It was no longer available to add to club. But I still have a few of these, as I said, for my scent of the month kit, because it was available at the wrong period of time for us here in Australia for me to really want to warm it. So I will definitely be enjoying the rest of my kit through summer with Ruby Nectarine. So scentsy describe Ruby Nectarine as juicy nectarine and ruby apple blended with pear blossom, put a fresh spin on fruity. So I think the majority maybe of what went in the open concept area. If I come across more that went in the open concept area, I will let you know. So let's move on to maybe or should we move on to the kitchen maybe? So we'll move on to the kitchen area. So what I generally do in my kitchen area is my kitchen scents will go on in the morning, and then later through the day I put my open concept areas on, because the kitchen flows into my lounge room and there's no actual doorway. It's a very, as you would call, open concept home living area. So you walk in, you've got your lounge room, it flows straight into the dining room, which flows straight into the kitchen, or open house, open space type living. So generally I will try to choose scents that will complement what may be going in the open concept area, or I will warm something in the kitchen of a morning, and then if it's particularly a bakery scent that only lasts a little bit, once that starts to peter out, then my open concept scents go on. So in my kitchen area, one day I had clementine cupcake. This is in my colour. This is one of my favourites. It is absolutely beautiful. And I probably had this going when I was doing one of my citrus combinations, to be honest with you, because of the clementine. But it smells like a very rich cupcake. Absolutely beautiful. You get that thick, rich cupcake and the brightness of clementine. This isn't long lasting. You probably get a day, if that, out of it. But while it's going, it is absolutely fantastic. I have this come monthly in my club because I love it just that much. So, clementine cupcake is described as a warm vanilla cupcake infused with sweet clementine and sprinkled with lemon sugar. And I was hoping this would come back in our next catalogue, because this originally came to us in our autumn winter catalogue last year, and I was hoping when we transitioned back into our autumn winter catalogue we would get it again, but it popped up in the flash sale. So to me that's an indication they don't plan on bringing that back to region 3, and I'm a little bit sad because we don't get many bakery scents. So another day I had warming, and I actually did this in alternating warmers with one of our current Bring Back My Bars. So let's talk about one of our current Bring Back My Bars, because I didn't actually put this up in my Instagram. I was doing reviews until I got that head cold and kind of stopped doing reviews on the Bring Back My Bars. So this is one I haven't talked about yet. So in alternating warmers I did caramel sugar cone and apple press. So apple press is a current Bring Back My Bar, and caramel sugar cone is an older Bring Back My Bar. Oh, so good, so good. So caramel sugar cone to me smells like a toffee glaze as opposed to a toffee. So it's not an ooey gooey chewy toffee. It's the toffee glaze that you make before you dip your apples in, or those hardened toffee lollies that you used to buy at kids' school fetes. That's what caramel sugar cone smells to me. And apple press, which is a current Bring Back My Bar, it's apples and pears. I get a lot of a red apple. There is meant to be rose note in here, but I get more apple and more of the fruit than anything. It smells amazing. So combining these in alternating warmers, I had like this, I guess you could say, caramel, toffee, apple vibe going. So let's quickly read the scent notes, shall we? Caramel sugar cone is gooey caramel, vanilla sugar cone, and a touch of malt. And apple press is the smell of crisp 4 days, crunchy apples, juicy pears, and just a hint of the last 4 roses of summer. Apple press is quite a good performer. Even though I had this only going in the kitchen area with caramel sugar cone, it trickled out into my open concept area. So I would say apple press is definitely a open concept scent for me. Probably one of the stronger bring back my bars we currently have available at the moment. Now, these were going to discontinue in a few short days at the end of this month, but we did receive news at the end of this today that they will be continuing on our current Bring Back My Bar promotion through the month of February while stocks last. So they're not going to be resupplying any stock once it sells out, but they're going to try and get rid of what's left in their inventory and what's left in their stock. So if any of the Bring Back My Bars still have any available inventory left through February, you will still be able to get some of those Bring Back My Bars. But if there's a scent you really love, add it to club and you can continue to still get it. So moving on to the kitchen. So while we're talking about some of the Bring Back My Bars, let's continue on with the Bring Back My Bars that I did warm in the kitchen. Mocha-doodle. You know this went into my club. You know I'm a bakery fan and I have to add all of the bakery into my club. If you love coffee scents, you're gonna love Mocha-doodle. It's a coffee chocolate combination of goodness. Oh my God. I would say it's a little bit more chocolate heavy than coffee, but there's still enough coffee to know it's coffee. It's deep, it's rich, it's comforting. Monthly club for me, and something that you're probably going to see a lot of warming in the future. So for the scent notes of this one, Mocha-doodle is delicious roasted coffee beans and cocoa, balanced with sugar, caramel, and heavy cream. Absolutely love, love, love. So moving on, what else did I warm in my kitchen area? So this is another current Bring Back My Bar. This went into, I believe, maybe my bi-monthly. I think I put this into my bi-monthly because it's not one that I feel I would warm as much as I would say Clementine Cupcake and Mocha-doodle, but it is still one that I would enjoy from time to time. So I did put it into my bi-monthly club. And that is Perfect Oatmeal. So if you like scents like crumb top oatmeal scents, you would probably like this. There is a currant note in this though that adds like a fruity sweetness, and it comes across a little bit more muesli bar like to my nose as opposed to just a porridge oat scent like you get from crumb top. That currant note adds like this muesli bar slice vibe to my nose, but I still did really enjoy it. As I said, I do have it in my bi-monthly club because it is something I will enjoy, just not as regularly as some of my other bakery scents. So, and it did perform quite well in my kitchen area. So, Perfect Oatmeal is a glorious way to wake up. Brown sugar, oatmeal topped with toasted almonds and dotted with juicy dark currants. Yum, yum, yum. So, have we got any more kitchen scents? Yes, we do. Another one that's in my monthly scentsy club, sugar cookie. It's just a rich decadent sugar cookie, and I actually didn't mix this with anything. Normally I am mixing sugar cookie with things because it's a fantastic mixer, but this time around I warmed it on its own, and I love it just as much on its own as I do mixed with things. So sugar cookie is warm sweet blend of butter, sugar and creamy vanilla. Absolute perfection. And I do think that that may be what I got through in my kitchen. So I have just come across a couple of other bars that I warmed in the open concept area. So moving back to the open concept area, because I did miss some bars when we were talking about my open concept area. I did go through, which makes me realise that there was another kitchen bar in here, which we haven't talked about. So in my open concept area, I did go through 2 bars of Pina Colada Cha-Cha. As I said before, I'm either going to love a pineapple scent or I'm going to hate a pineapple scent. This is the pineapple scent that made it to club. This is the pineapple scent that is my summer club scent. All the other pineapple scents that I may have vaguely liked, apart from Stitch, have not made it to club. If I had to choose a pineapple scent, Pina Colada Cha-Cha all the way. It smells exactly like a dream. So it was a Bring Back My Bar for us, pardon me, a few years ago. And maybe a year and a half ago, which is when it made it to the club. But it originally was part of what was known as the Dance Collection, and that was the original labelling from the Dance Collection. But it went into my bar when it became a Bring Back My Bar, like that. So this smells just exactly like a Pina Colada. It is described as almond, coconut and zesty pineapple lead, white rum and vanilla bean follow. You don't smell the rum, you smell the coconut and you smell the pineapple. Absolutely amazing. It is a must-have for me in summer. I do go through a few bars of these in summer. As you can see, I've gone through 2 already. So I do have this on a quarterly basis in summer. And usually by the time summer's over, everything that I had in my stock from my club is depleted and gone. And then I start to stock up again through winter when that club starts to come. So this was the other scent that I did have in the kitchen when I said it reminded me that there was still at least 1 scent in here and I wasn't sure if I'd finished my kitchen scents. So at the same time as I had that going, trying to find something that would complement Pina Colada Cha-Cha, a warm pumpkin drizzle, because this does have a pineapple, even though it's not described in the notes. I think one of the top notes say that there is pineapple in this. So you get this warm pumpkin maple note warming, but then you get the sweetness of the pineapple. So it kind of makes it a bakery scent. But for me, even though pumpkin screams winter, that pineapple note in here sweetens it enough that you could warm it other times of year. And it did complement Pina Colada Cha-Cha really well going in my kitchen. I wouldn't put it in the same warmers or mix it with Pina Colada Cha-Cha, but for rooms that were next to each other, it was kind of a nice complementary scent because it did have a pineapple note in here. So, warm pumpkin drizzle is warm clothes, comfort, cozy pumpkin with a drizzle of sweet maple syrup. So that was in my kitchen area. So, I do think now I have gotten through my open concept area and my kitchen area, which tend to be overall my biggest warming areas. My next I guess warming area in quantity after open concept and kitchen area is always the master room. So let's delve into the master room, shall we? So when I wasn't feeling too well and started to come down with that head cold, I did go through a bar of Mandalorian Air of Adventure. As I've said before, this tends to be the bar that I will warm when I'm not feeling well, because it's not a heavy bar, it's not strong, it is very, very light, but it is also very soothing and very relaxing at the same time. I do sometimes wish this little bar was a little bit stronger, because I do find it is so light, but when you're not feeling well, it's just enough in my room to really appreciate it and really smell it. And when I took this away, when we went away and I warmed it in the hotel room, I couldn't smell it at all. So I've kind of found with the warmers I have in my bedroom, I do go through a whole bar at the time I do it, but my bedroom tends to be the only place I can smell this bar when I am warming it. And again, as I said, it's the one I reach for when I'm not well. So at times I do wish it was slightly stronger, but it's just this soft, sweet mint scent. There is a little bit of a eucalyptusy note to it. So I do find it quite soothing when I'm not well. As I said, as soon as I started to come down with that head cold, Mandalorian Air of Adventure did go into my warmers. So it is described as silver mint like Mandalorian armor surrounds crisp bergamot and earthy sweet geranium, while a touch of eucalyptus and bright orange zest hints at the adventures ahead. So currently what is going in my bedroom is Iridescent, the 50th anniversary, and this is described as a sparkling mix of natural elements from cedarwood and citrus to peony and apple blossom, blends Disney themes with an added touch of wonder, evoking the excitement of a Walt Disney World resort vacation and capturing the magic of an enchanting place so many have loved for the past 50 years. So this is a beautiful combination. They have mixed different fragrance categories really well. They have mixed the wood, they have mixed the floral, they have mixed the citrus really well, and they're combined very harmoniously. It's coming across very fresh, it's coming across vibrant, it's coming across sweet, and it's coming across really, really nice. I do have a few more bars of this which I will enjoy. Scentsy Club worthy for me? Probably not. Only reason being, there are other scents that give me same vibes that I love a lot more. But I will thoroughly enjoy what I do have of these particular bars. So, current Bring Back My Bar. Blonde Wood and Moonflower. This one did go into my quarterly club. So, this one is described as pale warm wood, amber, envelope of Jamila Moonflower, delicate white roses and upturned lilies in a modern magical fragrance. This is earthy and woodsy and sensual and romantic. This is fantastic. As I said, it's gone into my quarterly club. I just feel like I would reach for this more over Iridescent than I would Iridescent. So this is definitely a bedroom scent for me, and one that I did really enjoy, and it was quite long lasting too. I think I went for about 2 or 3 days in my room. So next one that I warmed in my room was Coastal Sunset. This to me is the summer sandalwood scent that I like to warm in summer. I love sandalwood scents, I love amber scents, but they are deeper, they are often richer, they are often heavier. But this is a really nice sandalwood scent mixed with coconut that makes it a little bit brighter, a little bit more lighter, and a little bit more summery. So this is kind of my, I guess as I've said, the summer sandalwood scent that I love to reach for during summer. And it is described as creamy coconut and sandalwood set the scene for warm amethyst amber. Then I warmed in my room Frozen North Cause. So this has gone into my bi-monthly card by 2. Absolutely love it. I was hanging out for this to come back because I first experienced this in the clearance section. I'm so glad. I had to wait 2 years for it to come back. I wasn't going to miss the boat. It was going straight into my club. So this is floral, but it's fresh and aquatic at the same time, and it's sweet. It's just that perfect combination of sweet, bright, fresh and clean. And it is described by Scentsy as if I can find it. You know you've gone through a lot of bars when you can't find what you're looking for. So, an empowering mix of berry and grapefruit, lily of the valley, a touch of marine, urging to discover the truth. And we're almost at an hour and a half. I did warn you guys that this would be a long video. I do apologize. This is a whole month's worth of empties. I am trying to get through as quickly as possible, but as you can see, I'm blubbing as well. So the next one I warmed in my bedroom, so that was definitely Scentsy Club worthy for me. North Course was kukui and coconut. So this is again another very summery bedroom scent, very tropical. You get that sweet jasmine and you get that coconutty scent, but that kukui adds like a warm, almost like a sandalwood, but not. It's a little bit more tropical, but it gives you that very perfumey, I guess, sensual vibe coming from it. Kukui and coconut is no description, but I do know it is something like a soft bed of jasmine lounging against coconut and a kukui nut, which is a nut in Fiji from memory. I do believe they are the scent notes of kukui and coconut. So I think that's the majority of what I warmed in my bedroom. No, that I did samples of, sorry. No, I haven't. There are 2 more bars that we are going to talk about that were bedroom scents. So I got through 2 bars of satin sheets, which is a current bring back my bar. 1 bar I made samples of, the other went into my bedroom. Now, I found this light but really loved it. But then I've seen reviews where they say no, it's not light. And I have a theory on this, which I'm going to show you with my other 2 bars of satin sheets I currently have. So, satin sheets is described by Scentsy as and again, I don't have the scent notes here, but it's vanilla and it's sandalwood basically. So you get that very earthy sensual sandalwood and then that softness of vanilla. It is a beautiful scent. It is a very, I guess, sandalwood heavy, so if you're wanting something a little bit sweeter, you probably need to mix it with some more sweetness. because I could see this being a very good mixer. But I liked it just as it was. As I said, I did find it light. Now, I'm just going to pull out from my bedroom stash the other two satin sheets I have, because I do want to show you something. So, I just had one come in my monthly club because I did pop it in my monthly club to get a few more. And then I've transferred it over to a bi-monthly club or a quarterly club. I've transferred it over to one of them because I won't need it as regularly, but I still want it to come. And I'm thinking why I found it light was because what I did after I went through them, I got another whole Bring Back My Bar kit, because I do like to try at least 2 bars when I am going through my impressions and trying to decide what is definitely club worthy for me and get a full idea. I like to warm it in both an open concept area and a smaller room so I can get good ideas of throw and all that type of thing. I like to go through 2 bars to come up with a whole idea of how this scent forms, basically. So I got a whole other Bring Back My Bar kit so I could do that with my 2 bars, and I did get extra satin sheets because I did enjoy it. So my scent of the month, my recent Scentsy Club haul, which you will see in another video, came with this packaging and this colouring. So as you can see, it was originally a older Bring Back My Bar for us here in Australia, and the wax is like this brownie colouring, and that came to me a few days ago. And it didn't have the little safety seal that we normally have on it either. So the one I got in my Bring Back My Bar kit, this is the packaging that they've made for our new Bring Back My Bar, and this is the colour of the wax. Look at the difference. One is white, one is brown, different packaging, and it has the safety seal on it. So I'm thinking maybe I was experiencing a lighter scent maybe in my room, because the one in my room was also this brown colouring, that they've reformulated the wax between, well, obviously they have to have, because they're totally different colours, and I don't think that the wax would age to that colour that quick, to that brownie colour, if you look at it. So I'm guessing they've reformulated the wax a little bit, and it might be a little bit stronger in maybe the whiter one. I don't know. I'm going to have to warm both of them to try. But they look like 2 totally different waxes, as you can see. So let's keep going on so we don't diverge too much in that. So now let's talk about bathroom laundry area. So current scent of the month, Pineapple Rose. I have a little bit left from samples I made. We all know I don't like this scent. It's very powdery rose, and I get the sourness of the pineapple. As I've said, pineapple scents are either I love or I hate. This is a pineapple scent I hate. It's the sour note of the pineapple, and then the rose is way too powdery for even me. And I love rose scents. I'm one of those ones that can take a bar of Simply Rose and warm that whole bar and absolutely love it. But I just can't do this. It's very old lady, very powdery, and then you get a sour pungent note from that pineapple on top of it. So it is described as scentsy, pineapple and rose. Again, I didn't write the description down. There is some where I've put across, and I haven't written the description down, which is quite silly of me. So I did want to read you the descriptions. So, also in the bathroom laundry area, I did half a bar of all blacks, and before this even pulled out, my husband is like, "What's that? That's amazing. I love that." He never comments. He never ever comments on scents, and this hadn't even pulled out in the warmers in that laundry and bathroom area, and he was in love. And I was going to put the other half of this bar in the shed area, But I'm like, no, he loves it. I can't get it anymore. I only bought the one bar because for me, I'm not the biggest cologne fan, but I thought I'd be nice to him. I'd put the rest of the other half of the bar in our bedroom, which is what I did because he absolutely loved this. So if it came back, it's probably going to have to go in my club for him because it can't be all just about me. As much as I like to say it can be all about me, if my family are going to have scents they enjoy, I'm going to make sure I have the scents for them. I mean, I make sure I have roll of the dice for my daughter. I'm not a fan of roll of the dice. I do not like roll of the dice. But my daughter loves roll of the dice. So I have it in my club for her. And I will let her warm it in our open concept area. Not a lot, but there will be times I'm like, right, it's your turn. You can have your roll of the dice. And I will tolerate it while it's her turn. A lot of the time, she will just roll of the dice in her room. But black, I was actually quite surprised on warming. As I said, I'm not the biggest cologne fan, and this is definitely cologne, but this is All Blacks is definitely a cologne I would enjoy, and I did enjoy it in our bedroom, even though I'm not the biggest cologne fan and I wouldn't reach for it constantly. This is one I could reach for and enjoy. So, All Blacks is described as sparkling citrus issues a defiant challenge with a rush of cool mint and fresh fir balsam. And I think it's the cool mint and the fir balsam. Fir balsam comes across as a sweet tree scent to me, and I do like mint scent. So I think that those two combinations made this more tolerable for me. The citrus I could do without, but it wasn't over heavy, and I did quite enjoy that. Now, speaking of cologne scents in the laundry bathroom, I did do business casual. Again, I have a bunch of these cologne scents because I am not a cologne fan, and I tend to warm them only in those type of areas. And I do grab them because I do like to try collections out and provide reviews of collection and do samples out to my customers. So business casual was from the Father's Day collection, and again, this was another cologne scent that I was surprised by. So be proud of me. I actually got through 2 bars of cologne scents this month, and normally I'm like, I'll try that another time because I just don't gravitate towards them. It's not that I hate them, I just don't gravitate towards them. So, business casual is a fusion of exotic cardamom, intriguing caraway, lively pepper and fragrant wood. So this was more like a body care men's body wash as opposed to full-on spritz cologne in your face. So it was bright, it was fresh, and I was pleasantly surprised. Not something that I would go out and club or get more of, but I did enjoy it. And as I said, I did make an effort to get through some cologne scents this month. So, the next one in the laundry and bathroom area was hibiscus water. So, this used to be in my scentsy club. I have quite a large stash of this now, so it's no longer in my scentsy club. This used to be my go-to aquatic scent. It was the scent I would reach for in summer as the aquatic scent because it is aquatic, but it is a sweet aquatic. It's got a little bit of fruit, it's got a little bit of floral in it. On cold, it doesn't blow me away anymore, but when it's warming, I fall in love with it all over again. It's also a great mixer, so I definitely will enjoy the rest of the scents or bars of this I have. I just don't reach for it now as much as I used to. So this is apple and hibiscus frolic in a mellow mineral water spring. And it's all that. It's in a fruity, floral, aquatic, tropical scent. So let's talk about the kids' room, shall we? So in my daughter's room, we did a currant bring back by bar, handy dandy. I knew she'd want this in her room. I do have another bar for her, and I have popped it into my Scentsy Club for a little bit. I will get a few more bars for her, whether I decide just to purchase them outright or keep it in my Scentsy Club for a few rounds. I haven't decided, but this is not something that would stay in my Scentsy Club. I just want to grab a few bars for my daughter because I know this is another one of what is her favourite ones. I remember this being one that she enjoyed from when it came in our Easter collection in 2020, but it has come back as a bring back my bar now. So this to me smells more like musk sticks than the musk stick scent. This to me smells more like the musk stick lolly than the musk stick scent. The musk stick scent to me is more old lady perfumey like, whereas this smells more like the actual lolly, to my nose anyway. So this is described as almost sweet enough to eat. Kids will go gaga for this delicious candy scented concoction of mango, lemon drops and creamy vanilla. I don't get that. I get the musk stick lolly, very sugary, very cotton candy like when I'm warming this. As I said, my daughter absolutely enjoys that one. Also in their room when I was doing that ice cream citrus combo, I had Dumbo going. Dumbo is peachy, citrusy, vibrant, fun and happy. So Dumbo is described as: ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest scent on earth, featuring sweet clementine, creamy peach, fresh mango and vanilla bean. Absolutely wonderful. In my summer Scentsy Club quarterly, it's my daughter and my son's birthday scent. They have a birthday a week apart. During that week, I tend to warm that in their room because it's just fun, it's vibrant. Speaking of mangoes and tropical, we went through a bar of Kiko Hula, which is a current bring back my bar. This is Say Aloha with exotic passion fruit, mango and papaya. I think this went more in the boys' room than in my daughter's room from memory, but this smells like a ripe mango. You can smell the mango in here and you can smell the papaya. It's very fruity, it's very tropical. Would it sell in my club? Probably not. Enjoy what I have, definitely. Pick up a few more, definitely. I just feel we have a lot of tropical fruity scents through our catalogue year in, year out, but it's not something that needs to be in my club. But it's very tropical, it's very fruity, and it's slightly creamy. It is quite enjoyable. So I had Moana Spirit of Motunui at some stage. And did I alternate it with something? Normally I alternate it with another scent, but I don't think I did. Normally it would get alternated with something to sweeten up, but I think I just had it going in the boys' room or somewhere, maybe even my daughter's room. I can't remember where. To me it smells like a under-ripened green watermelon. So it is very green watermelon-y based, but it was a hot day. And these type of scents are good for a hot day. So Moana Spirit of Motunui is described as watery melon, pineapple and plumeria depict a lush paradise. And at the same time, I think I might have had Moana going in my girls' room and the baby's room, and in the boys' room I think I had Phineas and Ferb going, which is another melony based scent, but this has got a sugary sweetness about it too. It's got like a berry note to it is what I'm smelling. So maybe this is what was alternating, which is why I didn't go with Go Go Mango or Minnie Mouse, because I felt like the berry in this, sweet in this aren't enough. I can't remember, to be honest. This is a whole month's worth of warming. So, Phineas and Ferb is mandarin, strawberry and lush palms blend with hints of mischief and adventure to make the improbable possible. This was a lot sweeter than I remember it being and a lot more enjoyable than I remember it being. I remember it being a little bit more greeny, a little bit more melony. So I picked this up in a flash sale. If this come back, I would definitely pick up more because I did definitely enjoy this one. And then we had, and I think this went through the kitchen, not kitchen, the laundry bathroom area, a bar of Fearless by Nature. And this is currently available to the end of the month from our Frozen collection. I did pop this into, I believe, my Hack Scentsy Club because I have quite a good collection of this. So Milk of Michelle showed a way to do a Hack Scentsy Club where you have a Scentsy Club that basically doesn't ship until you decide you want it to ship. And there is a method about going around doing that. And I might come on and explain that a little bit later. So it's going to come in handy for transition. So you can put all those scents in that are leading that you may not necessarily want through that season, but you will keep them safe in case they don't come back. And the way it's set up, it will allow you to skip more than that once every 12-month period, which I will have to show you how it's done later. But it will allow you to skip more than, it will allow you to do those 2 skips, so by the time that catalogue comes back, you will know what's coming back basically. So I might look at doing a video on that later. So I did pop this into that Hack Scentsy Club because I definitely have enough that I don't need any now, which means while it's in that Hack Scentsy Club, it will give me 6 months to decide whether I want to keep that in that club or not. So, because I do have quite a stash of this because I do enjoy it, and by that time that 6 months is up, I might decide I want to bring it into one of my proper clubs. But I will do more on that video later. So the Fearless by Nature was also one from that Frozen collection. And it is described as brave the journey with unwavering loyalty, traversing wildflowers and sage as you navigate the woods. It's very woodsy, it's very, but it's sweet at the same time. So you get a very herbal, woodsy note from that sage, but then you get the sweetness of the wildflowers. Really, really nice. So I did do samples of pink coconut, next scent of the month. Very body care like. I can't give you anything for longevity or throw because I still actually do need to warm an actual bar myself. This one was just used to make samples with. So they are my bars. Let's talk about some pods, shall we? So, Appleberry. I believe Appleberry came out of the air purifier in the lounge room. They were then replaced with watermelon tangerine, which I just took out yesterday. I haven't put anything in yet because I still have to, the air purifier is going, but it's got no scent pods in there at the moment because I just took out the watermelon tangerine ones, which we have used up, but I haven't done my February melting basket yet. So once I do my February melting basket, I will then know what pods I want to put into my air purifier that will complement what I intend on warming in that area, because I like my pods to complement what I'm warming the same with the oils with my diffuser. So appleberry and then water melon tangerine were the, I guess you could say, the pods that I went through this month in the air purifier in the lounge room. The air purifier in the bedroom, the pods that I went through January or finished going through in January. So at the end of December, I took out the snow-kissed cranberry pods. We finished them up. They were then replaced with polar bear hugs in the air purifier in the bedroom. So they were the two pods that through the month of January, I guess December, January, were used in the bedroom in the air purifier. And I've just taken out of the fan in the laundry Mandalorian Air Adventure. Again, because I haven't done my melting basket, none of these have replacement pods yet in any of these systems, because I'm still, as I said, trying to decide what I want to warm in February. I think I'm going to go more the floral route with my summer scents. I did a lot of the fresh melon type fruity scents this month, and next month I think I'm going to go more the brighter fruities like strawberries and a lot of the floral scents, because well, February is Valentine's Day month, so you'll still see summer scents, and they're still going to be very summery scents, but they're not going to be as that melony tropical. This is very tropical forward. This is very fresh forward this month. Next month's summer scents, I'm going to focus on some of my floral and my fruity scents as opposed to tropical fruity scents, if that makes sense. Again, I will be warming the Sensations mango line to get ideas of that. I will also be warming, when they come in, the 10 new bars, because as consultants we're able to get kits for the during transition month for the next catalogue. So, and there's a lot of the Bring Back My Bars I still haven't tested yet. So that's going to be implemented into my warming plan, along with my florals, along with some of my fruity scents, and along with anything new that will be coming out. So that's what you will be looking forward to seeing in my, I guess, February melting basket. I will show a melting basket as we get through. So let's quickly finish this showing, because I've still got my oils to talk about and the last little thing here. So I didn't do many little tester pots. I only went through one as opposed to the amount I have recently been going through. And again, this is when I wasn't feeling too crash up. I had a broken tester of Just Breathe. We all know I can't do Just Breathe by itself. It is one of the few scents that will get taken out of my warmer, but my nose was that stuffed up that I couldn't smell it, so I thought perfect time to use it up. It's supposed to, a lot of people say it's supposed to be soothing when you've got a cold. None of our scents have any medicinal properties to it, and do not take any medicinal advice. You need to go to a doctor if you are looking for medicinal advice. All of our scent is for pure scent, fragrance and enjoyment only, but I thought it couldn't help throwing Just Breathe in, and I also threw in at the same time lemongrass and ginger, which was an old scent of the month in 2020, just to get rid of those scent pots. So let's talk about oils. So I completely used up my lots of lemon. So this is just a combination of 4 different lemons. To me it smells again like that white icy pole, because it's got that very zesty note. So I completely used up my tester of lots of lemon. That is a discontinued fragrance. And then I completely used up my Seaside Lily. This went absolutely fantastic with the North Cause. Absolutely loved it that much that when I used this up, I went out and brought myself a large bottle of this, just so I could diffuse that with my North Cause. So, ones that haven't been used up, but that I worked on through this period. So, here's that orange, ooh, almost dropped it and smashed it, but here's that orange light glow that I was talking about, that was in the Himalayan warmer that I replaced with, and I also have another light globe in there, a 25 watt by the looks of it, so I must have replaced another light globe out somewhere. So the rest are my oils that I was working on but didn't quite finish off. Watermelon and red berries. This is a staple for me in my diffuser in summer. It goes with all my melony tropical scents. Absolutely lovely. Smells like watermelon and red berries. It is a retired scent, no longer available in our catalogue. I have half of this left, and I think I've got one more bottle that I'm hoarding for when I do finish that up. Another retired scent, cotton blossom and tangerine. So this is very laundry care like, but that tangerine adds like this bright zestiness. This went really well with that coconut cotton and coconut flower mix I was doing. So that was when I was warm diffusing that. My lots of lemon I was diffusing with that citrus tangerine creamsicle one that I did. My seaside lily, as I said, was in the bedroom with the North Paws. I went through a lot of my eucalyptus, which was the freebie I got when I got my diffuser for the kids' room, because I was not feeling well, and when I'm not feeling well I do reach for my eucalyptus peppermint scents. So I have been using a fair bit of the eucalyptus this month, and that's just a plain eucalyptus scent. Then I had wild coconut and sugar cane. So this one is one that is available, as is the eucalyptus one. So this is probably the first one besides the eucalyptus one out of my collection that is still available for purchase. So you get the sweet, sugary, coconutty scent, a little bit on the bakery side. So, but it comes across a little bit to me very essential sandalwoody like because of the coconut. Like it's a little bit husky, but it is really, really good. So it's not pure full-on bakery, but it is sweet enough that it could pass as an almost bakery scent. So frosted fir balsam. This was from our holiday collection of oils. I do believe, no, this one isn't available anymore. It's the other holiday one that's in the clearance section. So this one is no longer available, but this is very tree forward, but it's also has this very cooling effect. So I think I was doing that when I was doing things like Fearless by Nature, maybe icicles and evergreen in the thing. I think that's when I was going through my frosted fir balsam oil. Cactus and pear, very fruity. This one still is currently available. This one is like a green fruity note. So there is a little bit of that, like, because of the cactus, it does have a little bit of that green note about it. But then that pear just sweetens it up enough that it's still enjoyable and not too green for my nose, because we all know I'm not the biggest green fan, but I do really enjoy cactus and pear in the oil. And then the last one, this was from our summer collection oils last year, so this one isn't available either, but I was diffusing this in our bedroom when I was doing kukui and coconut, and that is jasmine and coca bolo, because it had very similar notes to the kukui and coconut. I also think I was diffusing this when I was doing Pacific sandalwood as well, from memory. But this is kind of got like a very, you got that coca bolo which is very nutty, but it's also got a little bit of it reminds me a little bit of a medicinal, like cough medicine type note, but still sweet and still coconutty at the same time. Like, this is a very interesting combination, but it did go well with those scents. So they are the oils that I got through, and this is like a 2-hour video, so I hope you enjoy a long video. They are January's empties. Before I sign off, let's quickly talk my numbers. The whole reason I've gone back to doing monthly empties instead of bi-monthly empties, and you can see why I was doing bi-monthly empties, but I will try and make the next monthly empties a little bit less. I just went through a lot of wax this month, as you can see, but let's talk numbers, shall we? So I warmed through 54 bars this month and 3 cubes from a brick. So I got through a lot of warming, and I only brought in 25 bars this month. So I brought in half the amount of bars to what I warmed, so I definitely brought out more bars than what I brought in, which is fantastic. It's what I like to see. So melting plan. Let's go into my melting plan, shall we? My melting plan. So my melting plan was to get through 4 bedroom bars, which would take it to a 2-year plan, because during the summer months I'm also working from a category called summer bedroom. But I actually melted through the 1-year plan, which was 7 bars. So I actually melted through more bedroom bars than what I anticipated. So I'm sitting on a 1-year plan where what's in my bedroom category I'll get through in a period of a year, including what comes in through Scentsy Club. As I said, these numbers are going to be adjusted at the end of February when I reevaluate my Scentsy Club, and these numbers may be readjusted, but we will be sticking to these numbers for my February. So in my February I will be trying to pull another 4 and working on that 2-year bedroom plan, because I'm still doing my summer bedroom as well. But I actually went through my 1-year melting plan of what I would be working on in winter, in summer. Moving on, my summer bars. The amount of summer bars I had, I anticipated I wouldn't get through a 1-year melting plan. I would have to make that to a 2-year melting plan, and I would need to get through at least 10 bars for a 2-year melting plan. But I actually melted through 19 summer bars, which was my 1-year melting plan. So I actually melted through enough bars that if I continue to do that at this rate, I would get through all my summer bars in 1 month. So again, I melted through more bars than I anticipated from my summer category. My bedroom summer scent, I melted through 4 bars, so that did stick to my 4-year melting, my 2-year, my 2-year melting plan. So to get through all those summer bedroom bars, it's still going to take me 2 years, because I didn't go over that 2-year melting plan. I just stick to that number, and that's probably because I melted so many in my bedroom one. And then bakery, I had a 2-year plan for 7 bars and a 1-year plan for 14 bars. I anticipated that I would be working more along that 2-year guideline than the 1-year guideline, but I actually got through 10 bars. So I didn't quite get through a whole year guideline, but I got through more than a 2-year guideline. So looking at that, if I were to not bring anything in, except the Scentsy Club, which we know that's not going to happen at any stage, I would get through my bakery bars in a year and a half. So that's kind of sitting there in the middle there. So definitely, so far, as you can see, sticking either above my plan or on my plan. Laundry and bathroom. So this was a 1-year melting plan, 6 bars. I got through 6 bars. The boys' room, 2 bars. I got through 2 bars. That was a 1-year melting plan. So they were right bamarak on track. My daughter's room, it said for a 1-year plan to get through 4 bars. I actually only got through 3 bars in her room. saying that though, I was testing some of the bring back my bars in her room. So I was only 1 bar off that plan. So that's something, say for February, I can take note of. I was 1 bar short. I will throw an extra bar into her room and have 5 bars instead of 4 bars for that month, and that will keep me up to date. So that's not something that really particularly worries me, that I'm 1 bar short when I've gone so much above and beyond the other bars. And then I have 2 extras. So I actually went through 2 extras from areas that I actually did 2 extra bars from areas that I'd already used up both the 1 year and the 2 year melting plan. So they were from the bathroom category. So I actually went through 2 extras in the bathroom category. So I could, even if I wanted to, pull 2 less bathroom bars this month, 1 more of my daughter's room's bars to make up that, or I could still pull the same amount of bathroom bars and try and work my way through them. But it just means that potentially my bathroom laundry bars may be depleted sooner than anticipated in that 1 year. So my melting plan, I definitely did more than what was intended, and it's working really well so far. As I said, it's going to be reevaluated at the end of February, numbers recalculated when my scentsy club is reevaluated. But I hope you enjoyed this empties. We're over 2 hours now, so I do apologise. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon with the next video. Until then, stay safe and bye for now.